What's up, everybody? Once again, this is the Noble Photo LLC podcast. Joining you is me, Lucas Aaron Thornton, and Brienne Hewitt Thornton. And we're going to have a stare down contest beginning in 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I can't stare at you. We're getting out of the sick zone, which means we've been sick, which means my voice sounds like a man's voice, not like a little boy's voice, because I've got a little thing going here, you know. And Brienne just sounds. I'm going to play this one safe. You don't sound like much of anything right now. You're just. It's like you're pondering, thinking about something. What are we thinking about right now?
All the work I have to do.
All the work. Okay, guys, let's break this down real fast. Between me and Brienne both, we work a total of, 3 jobs or 4 jobs? Okay, I work for the Department of Veterans Affairs full-time and also handle, not the majority, pretty much, we'll say 50% of the photography business, and you handle the other 100% of the photography business, because Brienne does a whole lot behind the scenes that you do not see. Okay, I just shoot, and she shoots as well. Brienne works 2 other jobs with her photography company. We do, and she's always busy. Yeah. Anyways, so if we're coughing on this podcast, we do apologize. There's going to be quite a bit of that because we are getting out of our sick zone and stuff. We have Deadpool joining us. I think he's on the podcast today. He's hanging out at the microphone. We don't have anybody else here, so it's just me and Brienne.
I'm sure we'll be joined later on.
Yeah, we'll be joined later on by our toddler, our 3-year-old kid.
Who's refusing to go to sleep.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go to sleep. So, yeah, parents, join us.
So, anyway, I will say, I'm going to put a little plug in here.
Plug it.
We've just experienced the joys of the neti pot.
Yeah, the neti pot. It's fantastic.
If you've ever heard about nasal irrigation.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
Check it out.
Yeah, you put this thing in your nose and you turn over and it runs out your other nose. And then
your nostril, because you only have one nose.
Yeah, thing's awesome. And then you feel really good afterwards. I'm well, and then all of a sudden the sick feelings come back probably about 10, 15 minutes later. But it makes you feel good for a minute or for the rest. I don't know. How often does it make,
Makes you feel pretty decent. I mean, I've felt a lot worse. I've been sick a lot this year. So.
You have been sick a lot. You're a sickly person.
Yeah, probably because when I am sickly, I don't do the rest of things.
You don't do the rest. Brienne works way too hard.
You should do.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn one of these days.
You're a very, very hard worker. I know that. And
first thing I'm going to learn how to do is just say no.
Just say no. just say no to drugs. Work is a drug, though, right?
No.
Okay, so getting into the wedding yesterday, we shot the wedding of Bailey and Matt, and I hope I'm saying their last name correctly. Kracke. Bailey. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sick.
Kracke.
Crikey. I just belched into the microphone. That was so unprofessional. My whole life is unprofessional.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, so the first images that we're going to cover.
Let's Hold on. Let's do a little background information. Where'd we go?
We went to the Walking Horse. First cough, sorry. The Tennessee Walking Horse Association headquarters, correct?
Yeah, something like that. I think there's
Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders and Exhibitors Association.
Yes.
Horses.
Yes.
You ever rode a horse?
I actually haven't.
I rode a horse.
I've actually never ridden a horse before.
I rode a horse one time.
Yeah, and that did it for you.
I will never ride another horse. I love animals.
He got bucked.
I got bucked by a walking horse. like what? Not a walking horse.
A horse that was walking.
Well, hold on now. I got bucked by a horse that literally never bucks. What do they call it? I can't remember what they call it. I don't know horses. But anyways, they were like, this horse never bucks.
Pretty docile.
They're very docile. Yeah, he was just like drugged like it. But boy, he and I fell off and landed on my right butt cheek. And that thing bruised so bad, I couldn't hardly walk for like a week. No more horses. So going to this wedding, had a little PTSD seeing horses on the walls. But yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and I'll say it's in Lewisburg, Tennessee, and I lived in Lewisburg for years, and I'd never been inside the building. So it was kind of a neat little experience for me. So anyway, on to Bailey and Matt.
Yeah, Bailey and Matt.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. That sounds like a show that we watch.
Mm-hmm, one of our favorites.
Good. Good morning. Let's talk about that. Will it photo?
Yes.
Well, for their wedding, it did photo. So here's one of the, if you guys drink every time we cough, take a drink of Jack Daniels. Take a shot.
There you go. You guys could have a drinking game to our podcast.
You'll be so drunk.
You guys are going to need to go ahead and call into work tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not going to make it because we're going to be coughing every time. I've coughed like 4 times in a row. It's terrible. But anyways, let's look at this first photograph here. What is this?
Hands.
Okay, this was a hands. Like this is a tight shot. Okay, also Bailey is with child.
Yes, she is.
And we're not going to say yet until we see the photo.
Oh, did you put that photo in here?
That photo's on there.
Whoop,
but
whoop.
you don't see the actual, the cake, but you see them going, ah.
She did a gender reveal wedding cake.
Yeah, she's with child. That sounds so weird, but it's fine, whatever.
It's from the Victorian era when things were you had to come up with all these euphemisms because they wanted to be prim and proper. They wouldn't even show the legs on their their furniture. So that's like why you see skirts on Victorian. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
You're so in history mode, and that's okay because that's what you do. It's fantastic. The next photo. This is Bailey at the very start of the day doing a bridal.
Look at her little baby bump.
I had her to lean back a little bit so I could insinuate the bump more.
We wanted to say she's so tiny.
She's so little. She messaged me earlier. She goes, "I'm fat."
She's not fat.
You know what I said? I said to her, I said,
she's got a baby.
I said, "You're pregos and beautiful. Shut up." I didn't say shut up. I wanted to say shut up because she's beautiful. Just be quiet, okay? This is one of those wide angle shots. I captured it this one at 16 millimeters, f2.8. The background's a little blurry, but not too blurry because wide angle lenses just don't blur the background.
Don't you just love those doors back there?
Those doors are beautiful. It's like giving life to everything. Okay, next photo. Next photo is Bailey looking down. This is one of those shots that I typically don't take. I don't take these shots. I don't like them because
I love how the light's hitting your face.
Yeah. It's the bride's not looking at me. I don't know, but it's good.
So they had this hallway, and you walk through it and see we were kind of bummed going in here thinking that we weren't going to have a lot of good light. And so we walk into this hallway, and I look up, and I'm like, there's a lot of natural light in here. And there you are. There's all these skylights in this hallway. So it just made for a really beautiful area to photograph her. So all of this is pretty much natural light. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's natural light. A little bit of fill flash on top of my camera, but it's not really bouncing off anything. But because the ceilings were like 30 feet high, no, I was like 20 feet. Next photo. Oh, you got to take another sip. Sorry. This one is Bailey and Matt looking at each other, having a sweet moment. The natural light in that hallway is beautiful. The floor is has like a green emerald kind of a tint to it, so it gives a little bit of a green effect to the image. Don't like a lot of green in my photos. Kind of back that down a little bit and stuff, but I lower the clarity a little bit too to make it look dreamy because a wedding is dreamy. Real pleased with that photograph.
Gorgeous.
Next photo. The next photo is her granddad. Now,
I love that.
Brian, this is the actual first image I took for her gallery.
Just a little candid. She liked that too.
Yeah, I was walking through and I said, "Hey, you're her granddad, right?" And I said, "You're Matt's granddad." He goes, "No." He goes, "I'm Bailey's granddad." I'm like, "All right." I said, "Listen, I'm gonna take a photo of you. You just do what you're doing, hang out, throw your hand up, whatever you want to do, and just be natural."
Man, that just that tells me a story. It makes me want to just go sit down next to him and just hear about the good old days.
Yeah, tell me a story because this world sucks. The greatest generation.
That's such a good photo.
This world doesn't suck. This world's great. It's just not as good as it used to be, right? but it's a good once as it ever was. That's a
Yeah.
Toby Keith song. Whatever. Next photo. This is you actually set this shot up.
I did, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Rick Berger, who was the inspiration. Rick Berger is my stepdad, and he had pointed out. He said, "You know, I noticed you always get a picture of the bride's shoes." He said, "You ever thought about like adding the groom's shoes?" And I was like, I said, "That's an idea." I said, "We can maybe, do something like that." I mean, you don't really see the groom's shoes very much because they're really not anything special to look at.
They're
but I kind
not.
of like this shot because, you can get the tie in here and everything. And her shoes were gorgeous. They were cute.
Her shoes were fantastic because I'm sorry, his shoes were fantastic because they had that shine to them. It reminded me of a Marine's
Yeah.
shoes. Another shot. Sorry.
They remind you of a Marine's
Yeah, because
shoes?
Marine. I'm sorry.
No,
Marines.
I was just pointing out
Or
he
you
was
were
a
giving me
Marine.
you were giving me a segue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Matt
Kracke
was a Marine.
was a Marine. He is a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Yeah. Sorry.
I actually walked up to him and I said, "Hey, man, I know once a Marine, all a Marine. You're Marine, right?" He goes, "Yeah, man." I was like, "All right, cool." Next photo. This is another shot from the side. I wanted to kind of captivate the capture. Thank you. Capture the flowers and then the shoes because the flowers are higher than the shoes. Next photo. Bailey looking cute. I mean, she saw this photo and goes, "I love it." I was like, "I love you too. You're awesome." Look how she glows. I mean, of course.
She is glowing.
She's preggo, so of course she's glowing. She's beautiful teeth, too. They're so straight. She's probably had braces. They're so perfect. And that right there is like, you know what I compare that photo right there to? This next photo looks like, it has that dreamy quality that we captured in the Bailey Pankey wedding in Zeb. It has that look.
Ah, two Baileys.
Yeah, two Baileys. two beautiful. She spells her name with E and Bailey. Kracke spells her name with EY. Cool. And she's smiling. Ain't that cool? Awesome. And this was one I kind of did a little crazy edit on and stuff, made it a little bit airy and stuff. And she's looking to the side, cute and everything. And one of the things that I want to be is unpredictable as a photographer. I don't want to be, I hate being predictable. It sucks.
She had real flowers in her hair, too.
Real flowers, yeah. The flower company that did her hair, we should give them a shout out. I believe somebody made a comment on there. If I see it before it's over, I'll give them a shout out because they're really proud of what they did, and they should be because they did a great job.
They did beautiful flowers.
Beautiful work.
The little baby.
This is the baby bump photo. I said, let me get on my knees down here and I want you to cradle your baby boy or girl. Who is it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
Pink or blue.
And I got the ring in focus, which is really important.
Perfect. Yeah.
And here she is. First look.
She was so she was so excited. She was just like the anticipation was just killing her. So we did something different. Normally, during our first look shots, what we do is we have the groom with his back towards us, and we let the bride walk up behind him, tap him on the shoulder, turn around. We wanted to do something different, and so there was the gorgeous set of doors that we had pointed to earlier. And so we put her on one side, him on the other, and I think it was her step-grandmother and her mother were there, and they opened the doors, and Luke and I just captured faces at the same time.
It was a great moment. It was like the doors opened up, and there they were. And it was kind of a different first look. You don't really get to see a lot of the doors opening and stuff because we just couldn't get to that angle. It would have a lot of ugly stuff in the photos that was on the floor. But we wanted to get those genuine expressions, and I believe we captured.
You can see all the horses in the background, too.
Yeah, PTSD, horses, not cool. Just kidding. And there's Matt looking at it for the first time. I loved shooting this with the 35 millimeter at 1.4 because it's just wide enough to get everything in the background, but blurred as well. Love that lens. That's my favorite lens.
Yeah.
It's Canon's best lens, I'd say. And then here's her being cute and sweet and saying, "Hey." He's like, "Hey." I hear our son.
Let's get through these before he comes on up.
Yeah. And then here's them at the first look having a little kiss moment, hugging on each other and stuff.
Okay, an important moment here. So the groom's mother sadly passed away years before. And his father wanted him to have a little piece of her the day of. And so I'd asked, they brought this to us and asked us to attach it to her flowers. And so his stepmom actually kind of pieced it together for him. And the heart was from somebody else. I forget who they said that was from. But this little pendant was his mother, was his mother's. And so she just kind of made a little ribbon and put a safety pin through it.
She did a fantastic job.
So I just kind of affixed it to her her flowers there. And it was such a touching moment. Matt and his dad, I said, you guys should have come and told us. We would have gotten a photo of your dad giving that to you. He said he didn't want you out there. He neither one of us would have been able to hold it together.
He was such a cool guy. You know, you go to some weddings and you meet people and you're like, man, I wish I could spend more time with you. Matt's dad and his stepmom are two of the finest people that I've ever known. They're so cool.
I take it his dad is
Pat Winnett.
No, I think that's
sorry.
Dean.
Dean.
Is that his dad?
Dean Kracke. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's him. That's it.
him.
Dean. Mr. Dean.
So.
Hey, there's a funny little story. Right as they were walking down the aisle, you know what I did for him? I had those fisherman friend, you know, those for throat lozenges, the worst ever.
Oh gosh! So if we're gonna give another shout out, we need to give a shout out to the fisherman's friend.
Fisherman's friend will make you stop coughing. We should have them right now.
Because you'll be gagging instead.
They look like poop that's been smashed.
It looks. I know why they call it fisherman's friend because it looks like it looks like compressed fish food to me.
Fish food. I was thinking,
and it doesn't taste much better.
I was thinking poop. That was like, you know, like dried on the floor and they chopped it out or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Is that
nasty.
too much? Was that too much?
It's a little too much. You gave one to one of the other guests.
Yeah. But what's funny is I gave 4 of them to his dad.
Stuck them all in his mouth.
I said, hey, here's 4 of these. He goes, I'm always up to try something new. I'm like, Dean, are you sure? He goes, yeah, I'm no problem. He goes, throws it in her mouth. And I'm like,
all 4 of them.
I was like, all right, man.
No, he had them before, I think.
No, he said he never had them before. He goes, those are awesome. He had never had them before. Listen to Deadpool.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
Well, I just...
Anyways,
Dean had actually made a comment on this photo, and he said that was the most treasured item that he had of Sandra's, and that he hopes that it'll continue to be an heirloom of her memory in Matt's family.
I'm very sure it will be.
So that is so sweet. I actually got to because I got to handle that. I actually got to inspect it. It's really neat. It's got hieroglyphics on the other side.
Oh wow!
So I thought that was really neat. Let's move on here. Our little flower girl.
Our son's in the background.
If you guys see a balloon floating around back there, it's not it.
No, actually, it's worse than it. Yeah, what?
I tried to give it to you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, that's Noble back there.
It's funny. We have a photo with a little girl that's like, what, 2.5, maybe 3?
She's 4.
She's 4, and our son walks into the room.
Yeah. So this is her flower girl. I can't remember her name. What was her name again? I don't remember.
I don't remember her name.
That's okay.
I bet her last name was Perryman, though.
Maybe.
That's her mom, probably.
But I just know that she was very skittish. She was very frightened. And basically, they bribed her because, hey, if you're a parent, you know what works for your kid. And there was a lot of bribery going on there.
You got a bribe.
And she smiled. She smiled for every photo. Every time I put that camera in her face, she didn't shy away. She smiled because apparently she was banking on something big at the end of this wedding.
Yeah, she got a surprise.
So whatever that surprise was, she worked hard for.
Do you want to see this?
Hold on a second. Let's have some time for Noble. What? That's a balloon. You're going to run it into the fan.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to do that.
That's a nightmare.
So,
hey, here's Deadpool. You want to hold Deadpool?
No.
Why don't you like Deadpool?
So.
Because he's rated R, that's why. You don't get to watch him. We do, though.
Anyway, sweet little moment here where...
I told Matt, I was like, Matt, kiss her forehead. And I feel so weird asking her to kiss her forehead. Kiss Bailey's forehead. I get really into the moment, and I'm just like crazy.
Give her some smooches. Oh, such a sweet.
This is a cool photo. I did some Photoshop on this one.
Yeah.
What do you think I did?
Highlights to his face.
No, look at her ring. The ring was totally out of focus.
Oh, you sharpened the ring.
I didn't sharpen it. I replaced it with another ring from another photo.
Oh.
Whoa.
Careful, buddy.
Hey,
pull your balloon down.
You're gonna blow
pull it down.
You're gonna blow the house up. Seriously.
Baby, you don't want to pull it down.
There pull it. There you go. Never have kids. Never. Just kidding. Have kids. They're the greatest thing ever. And then here's Matt and Bailey holding hands, looking at each other, looking at us, smiling and having a good moment. That's real sweet.
They are precious.
They are good people. Good people.
They're good folks. Look at that sweet little face
she's so
looking up
sweet.
at her.
Little angel. Hey, dude, will you relax for a second? We'll be done in a second with this podcast, okay? You gotta give me a moment, all right? Oh, now.
And then we have Maid of Honor. Gorgeous. Wonderful.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Mom.
It was funny in photography. What you want to do is you always want to like push the energy.
It's a star face.
You go ahead. Starface.
Well, you know,
Come on.
like you have some dads and sons that have personalities that don't that kind of clash, and you have moms and daughters that have personalities that clash. Their personalities don't clash. They're like just whatever. It's throw it up in the air. Who cares? They're funny, and you can run that energy all day long. They're hilarious. Love her mom. She's funny.
Why do they show up and
He's watching her come down the
Coming
aisle.
down the aisle. But he'd already seen her, so.
Here comes my woman.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping for some emotion. Stone cold.
Hey, you hurt Deadpool. Don't do that. You can hold him.
Oh, I love this. She's so excited.
She had the most like
She's got so much energy.
animated face ever. I love energy. I love energy. She has so much of it.
And then a real good tight shot. These are the shots that I don't get because I'm too
afraid.
afraid to get up too close.
Yeah, it's like I'm like right up in their face with a flash. But you know what? At the end of the day,
I get the shot.
I get the star.
I get the shot.
I get the star.
Yeah.
You can see our officiant in the background.
There's the
smiling.
he's
I like
smiling.
that. He's a nice guy too.
Yeah, he had some animals to tend to. He had to leave later.
Yeah.
There's a star face.
This is funny. They're tying the knot.
They're tying the knot.
They
That's
had some troubles.
and they had some words. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like, I don't think we're having some technical difficulties. I was like, yeah. I was like, thank God I got the shot.
And the kisses.
The kissing shot.
So one thing that bothers me about this photo, and there's absolutely nothing you can do
Mm-hmm.
because it's in the moment. I want to like move them to
Yeah,
the right.
You're right. Into the center of the cross. Yeah. That's
You just have to roll with the punches.
yeah. You know what's funny? Also, so many people are so afraid to like fix the bride's dress when she
Take another drink if you're following that game.
There you go. Yeah, sorry. So many people are afraid to like touch the bride's dress and make it look good as she walks up there. Dude, like as soon as the bride walks up, I'm getting on my knees and fixing her dress for her because I want her to have.
That's right. I saw that. I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't mind it, and because I want her to look her best. I'm here to
Yeah.
take photos and make it look
Well,
best.
and see, typically, a maid of honor would do that, but that's only if you have other attendants because maid of honor was busy holding flowers,
Yeah, she was.
so she wouldn't have been able. She wouldn't have physically been able to do all of that. So that was good that you thought to do that
She did.
because she wouldn't have been able to.
So cute. And this is right here's where he dipped her and kissed her.
Well, he didn't want to dip her too far. He was,
Yeah, there's a baby in her belly.
Yeah.
What's funny about the shot is you shot this with an 85 millimeter 1.2 version 2 Canon, and that shot is nice and bocalicious. Boca.
Daddy.
Can you say boca?
Boca.
Yeah. Go downstairs and get you a surprise for that.
Okay. Why you got surprise?
Here's Dad.
That's Dad. Dad was cool.
Yeah.
He didn't say much, did he?
He was a man of few words, but lots of talent. So, whoa, what are you doing? You hugging me? Oh, cool. You actually like me? Wow.
And then we have our.
Matt and his best man. Matt's a huge Georgia fan.
That's for him.
His buddy, his best man, was a huge Alabama fan. And there's a little story. When he cut his cake, he walked over to him and said, "Here you go. This is for winners." And it's had like "Go Dogs" on it, and he had to eat the Georgia cake, even though Alabama won the game, but they lost the national championship. So
Crimson's crimson, right?
yeah, well, Georgia's red. Red's not crimson. Go team. Go sports.
Go sports.
Yeah.
Daddy.
What,
This
buddy?
is their
When you hanging.
this is their grand entrance into their reception.
Yeah, that's where they're coming in, smiling and happy. And you see Rachel to the right; she was helping out. She's funny.
That was our wedding. That was their wedding planner right there. She is 4'11" and full full of energy and fervor and
Yeah.
all the good things
You
that go
don't-
into a wedding
you
planner.
You don't mess with Rachel. I'm telling you what, she's a fire spitball, man. I like that.
She'll get you.
I like it. She's a smart woman.
She gets it done, though.
She does. I can respect that. This is a really good shot of them dancing. It's one of the few shots that I got that I'm really proud of the light. I wanted to get the light right under his chin a little bit, so it kind of made him glow. And she's glowing, and they're happy. And okay, next photo. I don't want to be one of those photographers that like makes up a long, like drawn out, crappy, stupid post about how the God.
Yeah,
brought
we
the
got it,
moment.
and we got to get this one.
Blah blah blah.
We got to get this one
It's a great photo.
wrapped up
Next.
because we got to get this kid in the bed. He should not be awake right now, y'all.
Hey, no, if you go to your bed, I'll bring you a surprise.
Why?
Just you got to go to bed. I'll bring you a surprise.
Don't you love it? He's like, "What's in it for me?"
Yeah, I'm bribing him. It's called bribery. Don't do that to a cop. You'll get arrested. It's terrible. Go downstairs. One.
No.
Okay.
Here's a shot of Bailey and her dad dancing.
Sweet moment.
Was this your shot or mine?
I believe that was my shot
Yeah, it probably
because I was behind. I was behind. I was on the other side of the room. So yeah, it's my shot.
Yeah, that's your shot.
But I love you.
That's your shot, too.
This shot here is real special to me because
That's his stepmom.
His stepmom.
She was, and she told us she was just so honored because he had asked her to stand in,
yeah, she is a sweet lady.
and she said she lost it. Like they were just
Yeah.
barely holding it together through that.
She's very cool.
Precious.
I showed her that shot after I took it. I said, "You got to see this shot." And I was like, "Wow." I mean, like sometimes I scare myself that some of these photos I get. It's not because I'm awesome. It's because I accidentally, and that was an accident.
Yeah, she's watching this. She needs to swing by and see us. She carries mail out here in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, stop by and see us sometime. We'll feed you some really good lunch. Brienne's a great cook. I can't eat anything really awesome because I'm currently on a diet. I'm trying to bodybuild, and it sucks.
All right, so here's the special picture, you guys.
Yeah.
So one of the special surprises that she had planned for her reception was that they were going to do a gender reveal through their cake. And so they're cutting into their cake. Do we get a picture of the color? I think they didn't get very much color onto their plate. So what are you doing?
I'm fixing
Oh, there's so much going on. It's such a distracting podcast. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay. I'm just trying to make you look better.
It does not need to be. No, it does not need to be any closer.
It's okay. I got you, babe.
So we have them cutting into their cake. And for those of you who can't tell, because
Yeah, it was a tiny little bitty like centimeter shade of
little color, blue,
which means boy.
cracky,
Yeah, cracky, crack boy.
boy cracky.
Why did I say cracky? I'm so stupid.
I don't know. It's just a fun last name to say.
I have never met a cracky. That is a cool name.
Could like have a lot of fun with that. Like, you know, like when she goes into labor, she can say it's time to release the cracky.
Release the cracky. That's awesome. That hurt my hand. So hit me hard like that.
So they're feeding each other cake,
Eat the cake.
garter toss.
Whoa, watch out. Okay, so this shot was captured with the 1DX Mark II by Canon with a 35mm f1.4 at 1.4 version 2 lens. You don't care. But one of the best things about this that I love so much is that this camera shoots at, I believe, 12 to 14 FPS with the flash shoots at 10. I just hold the trigger and spray and pray.
And for those of you that are not techie, and for those of us that
Wow.
are and just don't care,
Oh, goodness. Yeah, they called it
so that was one of his Marine buddies, and he
Yeah.
lives in California, correct?
California.
Yeah.
He just had his leave approved like 2 days before the wedding.
Oh
He
wow!
thought he had it denied consistently, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm approved. Let's go."
Oh, that's so awesome.
That's what he told me. He said he flew in. Would you please calm down? Thank you.
Stop yelling.
He flew in through Frontier.
Ah.
Yeah. He
Cool.
doesn't like Frontier. We don't like Frontier. If you want to fly Frontier, it's like riding in a lawn chair all the way to California.
But it's inexpensive.
Very inexpensive, but your back's like, hey.
But you know what? It's not bad for short flights. Like, you know, we take it to Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he's actually pretty cool. He was, I asked him if he was from California. He said, no, Alaska, born and raised. And I'm like, wow.
I'd love to go to Alaska. We're going to go to Alaska sometime. And this is Bailey holding her flowers, being all happy and sweet and about to throw it. And then there's
There's the toss.
her maid of honor getting it done.
And then she had glow sticks, but it wasn't quite dark enough. And And really, glow sticks don't photograph that well.
They don't. They just look like a bunch of sticks that are swinging around.
So
Why are you trying to hurt me with that?
Because it's funny.
Your mommy hurts my heart all the time. You don't got to start hurting me physically with a knife.
is this my shot?
It's not nice.
Love it.
That's captured by you with the 85 mil 1.2. That is a sexy, sexy shot. Give me 5. Yes, fantastic. That is how you do that, Brienne. That's why you shoot photos. That is amazing. Look at them blurry bubbles. Oh man, it's so amazing.
And I think that's the end of the line.
Makes me want to
It
go to
is.
Disney World.
So, congratulations, Bailey and Matt. We wish you all the love, joy, and happiness your hearts can contain.
Yeah, you guys mean everything to us. All of our clients mean everything to us. We never take any of this work for granted that we get. We can't be thankful enough for what we get and the opportunities that we get. And this podcast is made to just highlight, your day and to talk about it
Hey, Noble, come here.
and just show the world how awesome you guys really are. And we try our best to make you look the best.
Hey, Mommy.
Hey,
Well, we're gonna sign off
Come
here.
here, I'll show you. You know what you have on your face right now? That's called a flash.
That you're licking.
It's called a gel. So you put it over the flash. Look, pay attention.
Look at the camera.
Look at the camera. You put it over the flash, and it makes it turn orange, and it makes the white bounce. You don't care.
Anyway, well, you guys, that was the Kracke Wedding,
Kracke Wedding.
and we're just gonna have so much fun saying Kracke for the
Kracke.
rest of the night.
Kracke.
You guys, thanks for joining us. We'll have something new. That's right. Thanks for joining me. We are going to get this little monster over here to bed.
Yep.
And,
Yes, you're a monster. Yes.
and we'll be back at you next week.
And as always, thanks for watching. Why do you hate me so much?
Because it's funny. It's gonna be a balloon dropper. It's gonna be a balloon dropper.
Bye bye. Bye bye.